the home-based meetups held September 26th through the 29th for the NCEES product, the North Carolina Educator Effectiveness System. On the slide, you will see the bit.ly to have a copy of the slides, which you may want to have up during this presentation. You could just type in your URL, the bit.ly, bit.ly/NCEES HBMU 922. That's bit.ly/NCEES HBMU 922. I did want to also give you the bit.ly for our day's opening slides that we had that were presented by Matthew Mayo, our home-based manager. So let's take a look at that slide real quick. You can find just the overall information from DPI here, and then also at the end is the link to all the home-based products, their slides as well. So the opening session was also held each day, September 26th through 29th, and the slide deck there is bit.ly/F2F HBMU 922. Again, for the opening session of home-based meetups in September 2022, use the bit.ly/F2F HBMU 922. And those bit.lys are case sensitive. All right, so we are in our NCEES slide deck, the NCEES HBMU 922. You can also use your handheld device to use the QR code you see on the screen right now to access those slides. I am Cami Nairn. I work for Digital Teaching and Learning Division at NCDPI on the home-based team, and I am your NCEES product manager. My colleague for NCEES is our NCEES coordinator, Jennifer Bass. She works in Educator Standards and Evaluation. Jennifer can answer anything policy, standards, evaluation, questions for NCEES, and I am your systems person for the steps that you do in NCEES on your plans or the PD that you take in NCEES. I am available for office hours, and you see that link above on the screen above our pictures. We did hold introduction time at our live face-to-face events. If you are not a member of the NCEES email Google group, please use this link here to ask to join. This is a great networking tool. It is not managed by DPI. It is managed by Brian Probst, and Sally has actually taken another job. We will have another person helping to manage the NCEES email Google group, who's fantastic. So we'll get that name updated on these slides for you. Our agenda today, we're going to look at the updates in NCEES, or talk about updating NCEES. We had a successes and challenges Padlet. We did an upgrade Touchpoint, talking about district administrator rights Touchpoint, reviewing our PD-only pilot, where we're now putting people into the system that are not evaluated but can take PD offered from the NCDPI or locally in their districts. And then we're going to take a look at our new sites. We have a new NCEES resource site and a resource hub. We talk a little bit about middle of year, and then we had a training from Sean Vair. This link will be sent out later for Sean's training on staff communication and group report. It was a wonderful training. He is off today as I'm recording this, but we will get that link out to you and also added to the agenda on our recorded site on YouTube on our NCEES channel. So our new NCEES EC PD only access pilot is going well. We are currently in the middle of doing some updates, but we're going to talk about that later. This is our initial setup, and you can see on the screen the list of folks that can now access NCEES based on their budget codes you see in the graph on the left. Those budget codes are exported from payroll and uploaded to staff UID. Many districts call that site CEDARS, but it's actually staff identification system. These budget codes will define the roles in NCEES. And we have added a demographic of support in NCEES. So now we have administrative roles, like your supers and principals, and we have instructional roles, your teachers, your counselors, your media specialists, and such as that. And now we have support roles for people that only need to take PD. On the left is a one-pager graphic that is actually helpful to anybody that wants to find PD in NCEES, but there is also at the very bottom the PD only navigation tabs link on this one-pager is for these PD only folks, but all of these other links are helpful if you want to know how to search for and find PD and manage your courses in NCEES and also access your certificates and your overall transcript for the courses you take in NCEES. There is a smaller graphic here on the right that's included on that that is an export of all the self-paced PD that you can find in NCEES, so you can search for it on that spreadsheet. And then at the bottom of that link there is an access of the NCEES data, V8, that shows all the roles that can get into NCEES. That is usually useful to your administrators in NCEES. We did want to review, if you did not attend our admin refresher, some of the updates that went into NCEES this year. So we did update our resource site. So that has been updated in the training and orientation. When you go into an evaluation, staff look at their training and orientation, and they have a link there to their evaluation rubric. So we have updated that so it can be found on our new site. The Google site, the NCEES Google site, is going away. So if you're still using that, please make sure you bookmark this NCEES resources Billy and use that going forward. We also updated how the activities looked and designated who did what on the screen when you're in an activity. So it will more closely match the help guides as well. And you can easily see who should be doing each step. So evaluators and observers, you'll be marked as either evaluator or observer. And then teachers and staff, you'll see the word teacher or staff or both for the activities that you do. So within the plans, we did have a document observation acknowledgement override. That is where when teachers have refused to sign or acknowledge the conferences, post observation conferences, a DA, observer, or um, uh, evaluator, sorry, could override that so that the plan can continue and enter a signature on the teacher acknowledgement. So this override was found that when you delete it, it deleted items in other fields and other activities because the form that is used for the deletion is in 3 different areas. So to fix this, we just remove the delete button from the post-observation document acknowledgement override. So if you were to sign for staff and for any reason going forward you thought you needed to delete then you would open a ticket with DPI, and DPI would escalate that to PowerSchool to remove what you wanted removed, so that all the information in all 3 areas did not get deleted. However, if you accidentally click in there or accidentally open it, it will not hurt anything to leave it in progress. So just move forward and don't worry about it. If you accidentally bump that into progress and then decided that the teacher was going to sign, the teacher can still sign. Some other minor updates. We did fix that the evaluator was able to see acknowledge in the pre-observation conference on the teacher acknowledgement. So this has been corrected, so only the teacher can acknowledge that activity. There was a timeout happening when you tried to upload attachments that were too large, and now you can upload some larger files if you need to. Fixed in the standard evaluations, the teachers were able to delete the note that said why you are signing off and acknowledging a post-observation conference. It is only an informational note, so the delete button was removed from that note. And then on the dashboard, we found that the not applicable was showing for observation 3 activities, and that was incorrect. It did need to show the activity icon, so that has been fixed as well. We had our Padlet activity, and if you want to jump out there and see it on your own, and then if you want to ask any other questions or add notes to here, you can see those as well. We had many successes. Um, Learn how to unlock a plan and how budget codes drive NCEES accounts, having good starts to the year, very strategic in holding administrators accountable to make sure all the steps were going in order and happening in a timely manner, and completed NCEES reviews for the first time. So very helpful in monitoring to keep that complete by the deadlines. And this district was able to train their administrators as well as this other district, so they are keeping everything on track. There were a few challenges. The district administrators, last year we did update so that the superintendents, when you assign them as district administrators, they get automatic view only. This was very helpful to a very many districts across the state because many supers need to have that view only status and they don't need to edit plans. But some districts are using their assistant supers to edit plans. So make sure if you're adding new people as district administrators, there is a form for district administrators on our NCEES homepage in the DA dispatch container. That's your news DAs. There is a link there to request the additional rights for the supers that need to assume identity or need to assign access rights. Now, supers also lose their reopen rights, but they will need to manually add those back. All right, and then need to learn more about how to use the dashboard. Sean does cover this in his video that we're going to share out later on the how to communicate through NCEES and how to use the dashboard through NCEES. We do have a lot of questions about demographics. I want to talk more about those in the slides. And then managing NCEES with other roles. So just making sure that they can find the time to do what they need to do in NCEES. I do understand the many hats that we all wear and you guys wear to try to get everything done in your school systems, and we appreciate all that you do. Some people want us to hide demographics, and we will be meeting with Tom Tomberlin in standards, teacher recruitment and standards. He is over all that. And so we are going to be meeting with him in November to further review that. All right, and then there's some requests for some updated training videos, and I'll be getting with Jennifer on what additional webinars we can offer and training videos we can offer. And so I'll let you work and read through the rest of that. We'll come back to the slides. So we do have a NCEES upgrade Touchpoint. We were hoping to move to Forms 2.0, Observations 3.0. PowerSchool recently notified NCDPI that they made the determination that Observations 3.0 is not a recommended upgrade for Perform Enterprise, which is the system that we are working in. And it would require that all evaluations, activities, and custom workflows be rebuilt in the new system. The OBS 3 was developed in Microsoft Net framework, but everything else was built out in the Java platform. So this is the main issue why they're not moving forward with supporting this. It's not just North Carolina. It's even the people that are currently using the Observations 3.0. They will receive no further updates going forward because PowerSchool is going to concentrate on the Java development rather than the Microsoft Net framework. So they'll be continuing to support OBS 3. We are on OBS 1, and they're going to continue to support us, and we work with us to make further updates in OBS 1 until we can get to an upgrade level once PowerSchool identifies which way they're going forward with the next steps for everyone. If you have a chance to get out to our PowerSchool Ideas portal, we did review this in our face-to-face session. Everything highlighted in yellow does connect with the evaluation side of the system. PowerSchool's Idea portal is that the enhancements that I have requested for NCEES, every one of these is either for evaluation or performance development for the PD side of the system. They do ask that we send people out here to vote on these. This one with the green box, this should be in place now, where the tally boxes change colors. So that was one that they did work on. And then There's 3 pages of these. The ones with the big yellow boxes, those are on our enhancement list that we are discussing currently with PowerSchool. So we just need to hear from you which of these other ones you would like us to go forward with. And I will be sending out a survey to get your top, maybe your top 3 to 5 items that we should have on our list for PowerSchool to support and improve our current level. We call it our legacy system to improve it so it works better for you in the field. All right, slipping over to District Administrator Touchpoint. I did ask what everybody needed from NCDPI and if you had any top training needs. The general answers I got from this was that everybody was fairly satisfied with the webinars that we are putting out for you. And the help guides and documents are helpful, and we are doing our best to keep every one of those updated. If you find any that need updates, just let me know and we'll add that to our list. But we do work on that every year to keep those guides updated. And there's just another reminder when you're adding your new DAs, we just talked about that. You do need to request the assume identity or can assign access rights for them because when you assign new DAs, they are not going to get either of those rights, and then you will need to manually add back the reopen. Reopen also comes with the ability to archive and delete plans. So if you are missing the archive and delete, you're going to need to add reopen to yourself or have your DA do that, who's ever doing the assignments. All right, here's the fix that we are currently working on for the PD only pilot access, PD access, and that was we found that these certified staff, a few districts have a couple people that they want to use as peers and mentors, and they were falling in this area. These folks currently do not see the staff evaluations link, navigation link in NCEES, so we are going to, we did discuss it with Jennifer Bass in standards and evaluation and did determine that some of those folks could serve as peers and mentors. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, this is currently in test. We can get the support for the certified staff now be support dash certified, and we will add the navigation to the staff evaluations so that when you assign them to be peers, they can go and view the plan of the people that you have assigned them to. Here's our new resource site. And the bit.ly for that is bit.ly/NCEES-resources. And this is a very good site. Corey with our Canvas person helped us set this up, and so we thank Corey for that. Corey McNeil, he's very great. If you have any Canvas questions, contact Corey. But he and Jennifer and I worked on this site, and we've got it up and running for you. Again, the Google site will be going away. It could go at any point. So if you've bookmarked things in Google, our NCEES Google site, please relook over here, find those links, and bookmark them in the NCEES resources site. This is built out in our DPI Canvas, but it is a public site, so you don't need an account to get into it. Our other resource site is our NCEES Admin Resource Hub. This is built out for administrators in NCEES, and we'll just jump over there real quick just to show you. Oh, and I forgot we cannot log in today. There is some maintenance going on, so we'll stick back to the slides. And when you go out to here, if you get a message that you can't get in, you just need to email myself and Corey McNeil, Corey, Corey dot MCNEILL at dpi.nc.gov. And we will make sure that as long as you're active in NCEES, we will set up your account in Canvas if it's not already set up. So you can have an account there to get to this resource site. We have beginning of year. I'm working on setting up middle of year. We've got end of year pretty much set up. And then we'll have some other resource links. There is a getting started for new DAs. That's a good resource for you to go to and get what you need to understand how NCEES is set up and how staff access NCEES. So this is for mostly the administrators in NCEES. We did hold a webinar for Premium Library, and with educational impact, and they have added over 300 courses that are available. These are paid by seat, and in the yellow box you can see the other vendors as well. So we have over 700 courses available now in Premium Library. And if you have grants and monies to spend on professional development and you've opted into home base, you can manage these seats in your PD office in NCEES. If you don't have or don't know if you have a PD office in NCEES, contact myself, cami.naren@dpi.nc.gov, and we will check on all that and get an office set up if you need to. You must be a district administrator in NCEES to view the courses, and then the purchaser that's going to be set up with PowerSchool to purchase courses will need to be a DA and have a PD office administrator role. So we'll make sure all that is set up for you. But do go take a look at these. These are wonderful courses. Educational Impact is offering great discounts if you bundle courses. So I think get this to whoever handles and receives the grants and the dollars for spending on PD for your staff, and see if you might be interested in working through the premium library that is in NCEES. You just manage the rosters once it's submitted and paid for, they show up in your PD office. You manage your rosters, and then the completions automatically go in, and the staff get their credits on their NCEES transcript. So we had some networking time. Some of the things we talked about there was a question on, are there any implications of the new licensure structure for evaluation and development inside of NCEES? And yes, per Tom Tomberlin, the new licensure structure will impact evaluation and development, but there are no specifics to share at this time. We have a lot of questions about super observations for those identified low performing districts. So Buncombe County shared their process of what they do. If you want to take a look at that second link there, I have a link here for DPI's information on super observation. It's also linked on our website page, the Canvas website page. There is some contacts there below if you have additional questions about low performing designations and those super observations. We also discussed how people that are creating courses in NCEES, um, some courses could apply to different credit types. Like for instance, DPI, NCVPS builds a lot of courses for DPI, and all of their courses award general credits. Some of their courses apply to general and DLCs and leadership. So we currently do not have a way for you to choose which credit type you want applied when you complete a course. So we ran this we can set this up in NCEES so that the course creator can select all the credit types that could apply and the amount of credits that could apply for the course. And then when the participant registers for the course, they'll choose which credit type they need for their licensure. So we've got overall great response that yes, we do want this turned on, and DPI is moving forward with discussions on that. And then we will have to do a test process, of course, but hopefully this could be in place by the middle of the year. This is just a look at another state that is doing this. So you can see the course information and they click on accept. And when they register for their course, they then have bullet points to choose which credit type they want to apply to the course when they complete it. All right, getting back to demographics. So a lot of districts asked that we would hide demographics mainly because when staff look at their PDPs and their initial review, they have areas that they see demographic fields. So they have the license cycle year and they have the classification codes. Excuse me. So the classification codes does come from the HR data that feeds into the system, either from Link HR or HRMS, or if you are using a third-party system, you need to manually upload those. And then the cycle year comes from licensure expiration date. calculated with those classification codes, and it determines the license cycle year. Most of these should be correct. I did meet with Tom Tomberlin, and um, he is currently our NCEES business owner with the retirement of Dr. Robert Sachs. So he wants to discuss this further before we hide anything. Districts are asking that we hide this. Also, administrators, when you're looking at a profile on the right, it's hard to read because it's listed alphabetically instead of connected in the order that it actually is. So I did put arrows on this screenshot so you could read this. Certification year goes with licensure cycle year 4 on this screenshot. Classification goes with standard. Evaluation type, that's also calculated. It's not what was manually set. This is calculated to be standard, and then the role comes in from the budget codes, is identified there as well. So we would like this fixed, and we would like this fixed. We will meet with Tom in November with some of our NCEES reps in our NCEES Nuggets group and decide how to go forward with this, and just watch for additional information from NCDPI. Middle of year, I wanted to give you some resources for that. We do have webinars coming up next week. So we'll have our principal webinar for middle of year processes for principals, and then middle of year for teachers and staff will happen on Tuesday, October 25th. In the middle, you see the steps of what needs to be happening during the middle of the year. On your calendars for observation 1's completed and super observation, and in mid-year we're heading into observation 2 and peer observations, any additional training on peer observations, and the mid-year reviews. There is a link down here that, for a presentation we're doing over the summer with several different districts. This is the one we did in the RESA, at the RESA session for Western RESA. For the admin top 10 refresher. So if you're an administrator, these are your top 10 things. And then the NCEES year at a glance, it is dated 21-22, but it's still effective for 22-23. And I have updated several of the links in that document as well. Very helpful for you, what you need to be doing and what documents you can be accessing during the school year, during which month. And that is all. I apologize, I don't have the link right this minute. That Zoom link is no longer viable. That was for the live session. I will be communicating out a recorded link just as soon as Sean can get that to me. And then this is just a list of everybody on our home-based team, our wonderful home-based team. You can see Corey there with Canvas and Go open. Yolanda is our home-based communications coordinator. She has moved on to another job, so hopefully we'll have someone else there soon, but she is still working with our team. And then Audrey Long does learning.com. Rebecca Stokes does SchoolNet. Justin Connor, PowerSchool. Tessa Hine is our trainer, and she works with PowerSchool. And Russell Dixon also helps with PowerSchool. There is a feedback link here, so you're always welcome to fill out the feedback from our home-based meetup session and ask any questions you want to or leave any comments. This is my contact information, so here on the screen you see my email. And if you'd like office hours about NCEES questions, I'm always happy to do those. If you check my Calendly office hours and can't find a good time that works for you, just email me and we will find time. So here's our contacts. We always ask our PSUs to please check this link here and make sure these are up to date. This is what we use to find out who is leading your district for NCEES, CIS, all the other products, SchoolNet, and we need you guys to update those, and we will get them updated on our website. Again, Robert has retired, so we're in the process. I'm sure Tom is in the process of looking for another Robert. He will be hard to replace. We love Robert. He was very helpful with NCEES. And then your home-based advisory board representatives are listed on the right there. So thank you for attending the NCEES session today.